are you?
You got a problem?
My name is Sabir.
And what is that supposed to mean to me?
I'm your brother in
You're not my brother.
I'm your brother in humanity.
You're not my brother.
Well,
Are you a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim.
How old was Aisha when your prophet married her?
Around the same age that Mary was.
Where does it say Mary had an age?
Catholic Encyclopedia.
No, well, we're not
Yes.
Catholics, we're Christians.
Yeah.
Catholics believe in purgatory. Christianity don't. You don't know the difference?
They are also
If you want to
Bible
argue about Christianity and you don't know the difference between Catholicism, buddy, you're about as wacko as it gets.
So I came here and we came here just to look at our friends, what we are doing.
You're not our friend. Your religion is killing people right now as you and I are talking. So don't tell me you're friends.
Islam is perfect. Just because some people are doing wrong things, some Christians, Muslims, Jews, we don't blame the ideology, we blame those people.
No, you don't.
Yes.
I don't see you in the streets protesting when your religion is
Yes,
killing
we do.
people.
Yes, we
As a
do.
matter of fact, your religion will kill you before it kills me.
Well, Islam says that we are taking one innocent life according to Islam, chapter 5, verse number 32 of the Quran.
brother, why you
It's
talking?
like,
Hang on.
It's like
Why
taking
you
the...
don't know anything?
Are you saying he's doing such a bad
Yes.
job? You're trying to
No,
bail him out.
So why you are
So
here?
see, he's thinking you're doing such of a
no.
bad job. He wants to bail
Why
you
you are
out.
here? I don't know
With
the
a smile, we are supposed to be, taking care of our fellow Americans.
No.
looking out. So the Quran says, chapter 5, verse 32, taking one innocent life is like taking the life of all of humanity. And saving one life, my friend,
But when
is
you
like
kill,
saving
they're
all
not
of-
innocent.
In the context
When your religion kills, it is because you believe they're not innocent. Or do you live in Washington D.C.?
No, I'm from Chicago, but
Okay, so did you fly into the airport?
Right about the officer.
Did you fly into the airport?
driving here.
Okay, if you've flown into the airport, we have a lot of security that we didn't have before. Why? Why do we have all this security? Your religion.
I'm here to share Islam with you because there are so many things in common. Let's build bridges on the
No,
commonalities.
I want to make sure everybody understands your religion and Christianity is not the same. And if you want to put Christianity and Catholicism,
Jesus,
you don't
we
know what
love.
you. As a son of God,
Mary we love.
as a son
No,
of
he's
God,
not son of God.
as a son of God,
He's a normal people.
you have anything ticking on you, pal?
One second.
Do you have anything ticking on you? What do you have in that black bag? Let me check it out. Do you have anything ticking on you? What do you want to walk away? You got a bad attitude. I don't trust you.
Okay. So, Jesus.
Is Jesus as the son of God?
So Jesus is mentioned with honor and respect and love in the Quran 25 times. Mary is the only lady who's mentioned in the entire
How
Quran
old was
Quran.
Mary? It doesn't mention her age. And you never, my original question to you when you came up and you kind of went away, how old was Aisha when your prophet married her?
Quran does not say that.
I'm not asking the Quran. We have a book called the Hadith.
Yeah, but,
And in the Hadith, it tells you a lot more information.
but Quran is the primary source, by the way, and that
But
is
the
not
Hadith
a
tells you to
invention.
pray, bathe. It tells you other principal things. So according to the Hadith, how old was Aisha?
Back in those days, Mary,
Give me a
and,
number.
Mary and Aisha and almost all the Jewish, the Christian, the Muslim ladies 2,000 years ago, they used to get married once they reached the age of puberty. Okay, even in this country, 200, 300 years ago, the documented cases in Alabama and Kentucky and New York and Seattle, when as young as 7, 9, 10, 11 years old girls married in
I'm
here,
not
by the way.
asking about Kentucky.
So what I'm
I'm
saying
asking
is-
about Aisha, and you don't want to answer the question.
Scholars differ on it, but whatever her age is not okay. Suppose if I say she's 19 or 9 or 29 or 69.
How about
that's-
6?
That's not a deciding factor for who's going to go to paradise or hellfire. What is the deciding factor, my friend, is are we worshiping the right creator the way Jesus, Moses, Abraham used to worship? No.
But let's look at the character
No.
of your prophet.
Yeah,
when
he was the best
Aisha,
of characters.
when Aisha
He
said
was the
she's
best.
having sex and she had a stuffed animal there, obviously that should tell you she was a very young woman.
He was the best of character. If you look into the Quran says in chapter that he is the blessing for humanity. Gandhi, when he read the biography of Muhammad, peace be upon him.
See that little girl there? A Muslim can marry that little girl today.
And many non-Muslims.
That's wicked.
And many.
I'm right here. You got something to say? Come down and say it to me. Why would you bring a daughter that age to a wicked place like this?
Sir.
Why would you bring a daughter that age? I mean, that's what your prophet, a 50-year-old man looking at a girl like that and saying, that's marriage material, that's wrong.
Let us study the act. What counts on the day of judgment is, are we having the right concept of God that Abraham used to have? He only used to worship the Creator, not Trinity, not any son or daughter, no father, mother, uncle. Absolute oneness. Moses and Jesus. You know, Jesus also said, by the way, in the Quran chapter 3 verse 51, Inna Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum fa'budu hadha sirata mustaqim. The translation is, verily God is my God, Allah, and your God. Worship Him alone. That is the right path. You know,
this is what's unique about the Bible. Mormons, the Book of Mormon, takes verses out of this into their book. The Quran, so it can be legitimate, pulls verses out of the Bible. The Bible is the Word of God.
Okay, how about like this? Mark chapter 12, the Gospel of Mark chapter 12, verse number 28. A Jewish person came to Jesus and asked him this question, million-dollar question. Of all the commandments, which one is the first, the greatest, all of them? Jesus, he replied in verse number 29 of Mark, Hear, O Israel, the Lord, our God, is only one. Worship Him with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and that is the first commandment.
He was talking to the Jewish people.
And we Muslims say that God is only one.
He's a bastard religion. Oh, you're a bastard religion.
Okay, so
you didn't come from the vine of Israel.
We worship the same Creator that Abraham, Moses, and especially Jesus and Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to worship. No argument here.
Muhammad is a lie.
No argument
Muhammad
here.
is a lie.
We are here just to convey the wonderful faith of Jesus.
And your religion is chopping heads off and burning churches right now. You want to come here and tell me you're normal and everything's nice? It's a lie. Be honest. At least I would have more respect with you if you would have said, you know what, you're right.
Okay.
You and I are talking and they're burning churches right now in Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia.
Okay, fine. I take what you're saying, right? Some Muslims are doing wrong things. Some Christians are doing wrong things. Some Jews are doing wrong things. That's a human problem.
What are Christianity doing?
Oh, all throughout.
You see how you're acting? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Standing here.
Look at with a smile.
I've been standing here for the last 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to speak out. You're going to look at me because you're going to have respect for me as well.
You're next, woman. You don't want. I'm not your husband.
If you are,
So what's the difference between Christianity?
If you represent Christianity,
What's the difference?
If you represent Christianity,
This is why women are silencing your religion, right?
No.
This is exactly why women just recently learned to drive a car in Saudi Arabia.
But you're not the one who's letting me talk.
Because
you're not letting me talk.
This is the reason why.
But you're not letting me talk. But you're not letting me talk.
You don't interrupt.
But you're not letting me talk. He's letting me talk.
Show me the
No,
difference
I have a
between
question.
Christianity. Because I like to. You mentioned Catholicism and Christianity.
He's unbelievable.
She could be your sister. She's not my sister.
Hello, look at me. Why am I a rebel? If you represent,
Don't interrupt.
I'm going to interrupt if I want to because you are rude and you're acting like an animal. Please. So if you represent Christianity and he represents Islam
I
as
doubt
a
she
human,
even has a husband.
if he,
I doubt she even has a husband. I mean, what guy's going to listen to this all day?
if you
What's
represent
the difference between
Christianity and he represents Islam as a
Because
human
you
being,
merge
Islam is 10
Christianity
times
and
better than
Catholicism.
Christianity.
Just one second. One second. You know, I came out here to meet my brothers.
We're not brothers.
I'm
Let's
like
make that very
boiling.
clear.
What is that?
Our Quran says in chapter 49, verse number 13, right?
You're not my brother.
Chapter.
See, he at least admits that. He at least.
have to be
I would have more respect for him.
Chapter 49.
I would have more respect for him. He's one of your own, and he's willing to say,
You are also
even though he's
one,
an
by the way.
idiot for bringing a daughter in a place like this.
You have to be a human
knowing you're
first.
going to actually
You have-
marry.
you have to
Your
be-
prophet
you have-
married something like
You
this.
have to be a human first to be called a brother. You're not even a
I
human.
take you as my brother.
You're a
in
hate
humanity
monger.
Because the Quran says, Quran is a book of unity. The Quran says in chapter 49.
Unity is here. Killing people. Come on.
Chapter 49, verse number 13 says, God is speaking and God is saying, you know, O mankind, O humanity, I have made you from one single male and one single female, and made you into nations and peoples and tribes, that you get to know each other. Not that you may hate and despise each other, you get to know each other. And then
As your
and then
religion
God
is
says,
killing people.
and then God says, and the best amongst you is the one who's a well-mannered person. Okay?
Your religion
It's not
came from a
religion, by the way.
whore.
It's not the
Your religion didn't come from
So
Abraham.
that's my job, to invite you to worship the one creator of Abraham.
You're going to let me inside? You're going to let me inside?
I'm not the organizer, by the way.
Oh, well, why not? Since you're so welcoming, why don't they let me inside? Why don't they let me be a speaker inside?
You can check with the security. I'm not an organizer. What I can say
But
is
if
that
you're all that, why not do it?
let us as brothers in humanity, let's worship the one creator so we can establish societies based upon morality, unity,
Morality as you're killing people right now? Come on.
spirituality,
Come on.
and peace and justice for all. And if we do that, inshallah, God willing, we will get the best in the hereafter. That's all my message of peace, my dear brother.
You don't.
Thank you
Your
very much.
message of peace is chopping heads off. Let's be very honest.
Thank you very much.
Let's be very honest. All the security we have at all the airports, your religion.
Because that's all I have to say.
And you never came up with an age for Aisha.
a message of
What's
peace
your
for you.
What's your interpretation? Give me a number. Was she 8? Was she 20? You. I'm asking you, not a scholar. How old was Aisha? You.
Let me ask you, you believe in Jesus?
Just a second,
Would
let him
Jesus
finish.
approve your behavior
Absolutely,
today? I
pal.
don't think so.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Well, that's
Jesus
why
would
you
not
don't know
be
that
happy
Jesus
with
is
you
the
right
Son of
now.
God. Just give me a number.
Jesus said to love your enemy, even if you take us not
I got
as
it.
brothers,
I understand that. But
So,
you keep sidestepping the question. I'm asking you, not a scholar, not him. I'm not asking his opinion. You.
Okay, fine.
How old was Aisha?
Can I give you a 3-minute? No, I will.
What are you, a
speak now.
politician? Just
No,
give
no.
me an answer. You
I
told
will
me
say
Mary. I'm telling you, nowhere in the Bible does it say so. You
Can I
use
speak?
Catholicism.
Okay, can I speak
Number.
and
Just
give
give me
you
a number.
No, I will give you in the context the number. Okay, so this is the context. First and foremost, the Quran is silent about age. There are multiple hadiths.
Hadith is my where I'm going, not the
Yeah, yeah.
not
Of course,
not the
of course.
Quran.
Okay.
If I talk to a Mormon, sometimes it's not written in the Book of the Mormon.
Sure,
It's
sure.
in the Pearl of Great Price. It's others.
So can I speak? And in the context I will speak. Okay, it will be a cultural fallacy if we judge other cultures based upon our 21st century ethnocentric American culture. Number one. Number two would be if we travel back 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, in the time of Moses, Jesus, or Muhammad, peace be upon them, girls used to get married. It was acceptable right after they reached the age of puberty. The Jewish used to do it. The
I'm
Christians.
not talking
No, hold on,
Jews.
hold on.
Just give me a straight answer.
So in that context,
Don't try to justify it because you know it's going to be wrong.
He is
Just
giving
give
you a
me
straight answer.
a straight answer.
I'm
He is giving you a
coming, my
straight
dear
answer.
brother, I'm
Keep your
coming
mind
to it.
open, ears open.
Okay.
He is giving you a straight answer.
Hang on.
I am giving.
I'm hanging on.
Okay, I'm giving the proper context. Okay, it was acceptable for anyone reaching the age of puberty to get married. Now, according to the hadith, she reached the age of puberty. The marriage was consummated when she was 9, according to some narrations.
9.
Some narrations they say something otherwise. Okay, so there's a conflict.
I didn't ask for commentary. I asked for you.
Okay, number 4.
You.
Sure. So number 4 is that if the marriage was wrong for that time and that age in that culture, how come there was not an uproar from the Muslims, from any one of the wives, or from Aisha, peace be upon her, or from Islamophobes of that time? They all accepted the marriage. So the marriage was 100% accepted. Number 4, right? And number 5 is this. Number 5 is this. She became one of the greatest scholars of Islam. She passed down the deen, the message about peace and unity, about how to pray, how
She
to
talks
connect
about
with God.
being beaten by
No.
Mohammed.
No, not a single time.
Come on.
No.
You're not being very honest. And again,
So
why
these- so
can't you
these are
just
the
give an
5.
answer?
I did.
Oh, so you're saying
I did.
7, 8 years old?
No, I didn't say 7, 8. I said she was 9 according to one set of narrations when the marriage was consummated.
So
And this
he
is the
married
same
her
age.
younger than 9, but had intercourse at age 9.
After she reached the age of puberty, people at that time in those cultures, even in 200 years ago in our country, our founding fathers, they approved those marriages. If you're
Not a
living-
9-year-old, buddy. I don't know where you
Yes,
get your
yes.
history from.
Delaware and Alabama and Kentucky and in Seattle.
It's
this-
still
no.
wrong. Okay?
According
Just
to who?
because the
According
Bible.
to
The Bible.
Bible
That's
does
a
not-
child.
Bible does not have
That's a child.
Bible does not have a minimum age for marriage. Show me one place.
According to your
That's a
Bible, Jesus
child.
doesn't say
No.
he's God, by the
But
way.
not
Yes,
a
in your
single
Bible,
Do you
Jesus-
worship Jesus? Do you
I
only
don't-
worship God?
I only
You got,
worship God.
you
I
got
only worship
verses where
one
Jesus
God. I
was
don't
worshipped there,
I don't
pal.
worship a mortal man.
You got
That's
Jesus being worshipped and he never corrected
According to the
people.
Bible, Jesus
You got
never said
4
he was
times
God.
where Jesus was worshipped. How are you going to handle that? That's an example. That's not a verse.
Okay, fine. So let us now come to theology, okay, my dear friend. Okay, first and foremost, the most important thing for me when I stand in front of God is did I worship the right God, the right concept of God, right?
You
That is
failed.
we worship a creator who is eternal, was not born.
Mormons said the same
Okay,
thing.
number two.
Catholics said the same thing.
Number two, God, according to Islam, according to the Quran, is not a triune God. Jesus never came to say, I am God and worship me. Jesus said that when his disciples came to ask him this question, right? In Matthew chapter 6, verse number 9, who do we worship and how do we worship? You can look this up. Jesus pointed to the heaven and he said, worship that entity. And we said, then the Lord's Prayer. If he were God, he would have said, I am God, worship me.
Thomas worshiped Jesus after
No.
Jesus
No, he
rose
did
from
not.
the dead.
No, he did not.
It's in the Bible.
I saw it.
Thomas worshiped.
No, he did
That's
not.
one of many
No, he
people.
did not.
And Jesus didn't say, Thomas, get up. What are
That
you
book has
doing
been
worshiping
changed time
me?
and time
I
again.
give
How can you
lectures on
believe
the
it's
So
Bible.
now you're going to quote.
That
Now
book
you're
has
going to.
been
Now the
changed
Bible's
over and
wrong.
over again. Yes.
But yet you
That
want to
book-
quote. You want to use this same book in the Quran,
single word in
and you
that-
want to say it's wrong.
A single word
A
in that
double
book
standard.
is unreliable.
Double
That
standard.
book is unreliable. How can you quote anything from that book?
Jesus himself worshipped God. So are you saying there are two gods? Who was Jesus worshipping?
There's three. There's
Three
three
gods.
that all make the one God.
How?
It's called the Godhead.
No.
It's like 1 John.
Jesus never-
1 John teaches that. There are three that bear record in heaven. The Father, the Word, the Holy Ghost. These three are one.
But
That's-
First John 1:7 has been taken out. It's a plagiary within the Bible. King James have it, NIV does not, RSV does not, by the way. So how many Bibles do you have?
You have
No,
many.
no.
Even if you remove that, you
No.
have many verses. Jesus
Show me
said,
one
"Me
single
and my
verse.
I and my Father are one."
In what
Why did
context?
God stop
He's
at
one.
three
Hold on, hold on.
Godheads?
He's
Why-
one.
Why did he
And
stop
after
at
he
three
said, "Me and my
Godheads"?
disciples
He's
are
one.
one."
One second, okay. In John chapter 10, verse number 29, Jesus said, my Father is greater than I. That means Father is greater than Jesus. In John chapter 14, verse number 28, Jesus said, my Father is greater than I. That means Father is greater than Jesus. And in John chapter 30, then Jesus said, me and my Father are one in the context of same purpose, not a same person.
You can't even believe in Jesus as the Son of God.
He's not.
So you're going to have different. So then the Bible is wrong.
No.
You believe like this guy.
They
At
are-
least he was honest.
My dear
This
friend,
Muslim, who I wouldn't trust,
David?
even babysit an ant, I would at least appreciate him because he's at least saying the Bible is wrong.
David is mentioned in Psalm chapter 2, verse number 7 as the begotten Son of God. So according to the Bible, according to the Old Testament times, according to the Eaton's Bible Dictionary, if you look at the Son of God category, it says anyone who is righteous is called as the Son of God. So Son of God is a metaphorical term. It's not a literal
There's a
term.
difference between a capital S
There is no capital
and
in
a
Hebrew.
small
There
s.
is no capital in
That's
Hebrew.
the concept about the King James Bible.
There is no
it's
concept.
unique in that regard,
Greek-
which you wish to discard.
Greek, Arabic, Hebrew, they don't have capital letters.
And when you have examples of Jesus Christ being worshipped,
No, he was not.
you have to
No, he was
display
not. No, he was
either
not.
it's a false Bible, like this guy says,
Okay.
or it's true. And Jesus would have corrected the guy and say, "Don't worship me. Get up, Thomas." He actually been worshipped with people that had a healing. They came and they worshiped. That's what the Bible says. They
According to-
worshipped him.
According to the Strong's Concordance of the Bible, the word worship is a Greek word that is prokunios. Prokunios was done by the angels to humans. It was done by. It means by your culture.
It's worship.
No, it's
It's
not.
worship.
That's a wrong translation, my dear friend.
So then the Bible is there.
The King James Version, the translation is wrong.
Oh, it's wrong.
Because according
So then why would you take verses out of the Bible
We have not.
and apply them into
We have
the
not.
Quran?
We have not.
Yes, you're just like the Mormons. The Mormons say, no, that's not true, but yet they're going to pull verses
No.
out of this same Bible and put it into their holy book.
Quran was given independently by the Creator, and Jesus was given certain revelation. Just because they are matching verses, they have the same source. Later on, Bible was altered and edited and revised, but the Quran remained pure. So for that reason, you see some overlapping words, not because Bible, New Testament was copied into the Quran, but because they have the same source. Worshipping the same Creator who created all of us. We may differ in the definition, but what we Muslims say is the Creator, Sustainer, Eternal. He is a forgiving, merciful, powerful, loving Creator, right? Number
Gotcha.
one. Number two is that God, by His loving and guiding nature, He appointed prophets and messengers to help us. So we are not lost. So He appointed Moses and Abraham and Solomon and David and Moses and Jesus and Muhammad, peace be upon them. So he gave them revelation that invites your people to worship only one God, not to worship creation, humans and animals and creation, worship only one God, right? Point number 2. Point number 3 is that God sent many revelations, like a study guide. When you went to school, like a study guide. And many revelations were given. Moses, Jesus, Abraham, David were given revelation. Some of them got changed. So God sent his final book, the Quran, to Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he took a guarantee of preserving it. So the Quran that we have is exactly the same one that was given to Muhammad, peace be upon him. It has solutions for humanity's problems. You know, discord that we have, disunity, drug problem, gambling, breakdown of the family structure, suicide, homicide, drugs, gambling. Quran has solutions along with the Hadith and the Sunnah of Muhammad, peace be upon him, right? That's number 3. And the last point is this. Just like when we work somewhere, there's always a criteria, an assignment that we need to complete so we can get a check from our boss. When we go to school, we need to complete certain assignments, certain policies of the school teacher so we can get a good grade. In the same way, God said in the Quran, chapter 2, verse number 25, that anyone who has the right belief and doing good deeds, God will guarantee those people eternal paradise. So I hope and pray, my dear brother in humanity and all my brothers up there, that we only worship the creator of Abraham and all of us. That we do good deed as was done, as was revealed in the Quran.
Your deeds are not going to get you to heaven.
So in that way, we can stop. So we can stop. No, God says by the mercy of God, eventually a person goes. So what deeds do and what belief does, they will have God fulfill. God will look at that as a criteria to send His mercy. Mercy itself would be the final deciding factor.
And you've escaped the mercy of God by rejecting Jesus as the Son of God. Everything that you said,
but do you accept the 4 important points?
Everything that you said, a Catholic has told me. Everything that you said, a Mormon has told
not
me.
Not about the Quran, not about Muhammad.
No, they got their own books.
Yeah, but
they got their own books.
Read the Quran. If you don't have the Quran, I can run up there. I can give a copy free of charge to each single one of them.
Bring them out.
Right?
Can
you bring 5 copies?
Just one thing.
So my friend is getting 5 copies of the Quran.
Bring them out.
Yeah, in English translation. And the only thing.
But you know what? If I read it and I find an error, I'm going to talk to somebody just like you, and you know what you're going to say? It's not the original language. It's been watered down in ink.
1 second, I'm leaving. Right?
You know that's what's going to happen. If I show you, you're going to say, well, that's not what the original. It's the English language. See, that's what's different about the Bible. When God translated in English, it's perfect. It's perfect.
God did never translate it in English because
was he playing golf that day? Come on.
No, you cannot say that. Let me first.
I know he's leaving, so just give him a couple of minutes. I'll spend some extra time with you. I know some Muslims need more time.
So my brothers are going to give you a copy of the Quran. Only request is respect it and just read with a sincere heart, open mind. Oh God, please guide me wherever the truth is. And my job is not to convert you, by the way. Only God can. All I can do is...
It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Once I tasted of Jesus Christ, I will never go after anybody else.
All I can do is I care about you. I care about humanity. And my